everybody. It's Abby Glassenberg here at Craft Industry Alliance. Hope you are having a fabulous Thursday. We usually do our member spotlight on Wednesdays, but we are doing it today on Thursdays because we had to do a little rescheduling from yesterday, but we're really excited to be back again. We're going to be talking with Deb from Artfully Quilted Design. Deb, I see you here, so just press that plus sign at the bottom of your Instagram window and we will let you into the live. So Deb works in the quilting industry. I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about her business. And I wonder if I can, nope, it doesn't allow me to invite. Okay, so we'll just wait. So anyway, oh, here we go. Yay. Thing going on. If you use technology, there's always hiccups here and there, but hopefully this way today will work well. And yes, we come here live every week to do a member spotlight where we drop in on a Craft Industry Alliance member and learn more about their business, and it's always super fun. And here you are.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm I'm better today than I was yesterday.
Absolutely. You know, here's the thing with Instagram Live, in my experience. Once you've done it once, you're like, oh, I get it. And then you can just do them as many times as you want. And so I'm really glad we made it work. And welcome, welcome. I'm really happy to see you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So, Deb, tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started.
Oh, I will shorten it very much, but when I was working, my boss asked me to take a class at the local vocational school on lasers because he had a project he wanted me to work on for a large event that we had coming up. And so I did that. I took the class, and I was the only woman in the class. It was all men. And one day, one of the guys, early class, one of the guys asked what all you could cut with the laser. And he went through this long list and then he kind of glanced at me and said, and I hear you can even cut fabric. And he must, and I've been quilting since the mid 70s, which really dates me, but um, he must have seen my reaction because he said, and I think we might be seeing some of that before these classes are over. And it just went from one thing to the next, and here I am.
That's so cool. I love that. You were like, ooh, spark of an idea. So tell us what Artfully Quilted Design makes. So you mentioned lasers and quilting. How does this work?
Well, you can see I'll move a little bit to the side, four of my kits behind me. I wanted to get all four of them in so they're all cut off by the camera,
Oh,
but
yeah, I can see them really well. You got two kitties and two flowers.
and the reason I have two kitties is this was my original one. And then my son got a yellow cat, and I thought, oh, I could just change the cut fabrics and do it. It was not that simple. It took me months because everything the fabrics that I had for the brown, they just they didn't translate. It was just really blah when I went to the yellows. And so I totally redesigned it because I told him I was doing it, and I love her. And
Oh,
she's going to her first show in a month. We'll see
oh,
what
wow.
happens.
That's
We'll
awesome.
see.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so when you buy one of your kits, what you're getting inside are laser cut pieces.
Okay, so here's the front of the kit,
Okay. Okay.
and this is my bluebird,
Oh yeah. You can put it on top back of your jacket.
and I wear it in my booth. So I do quilt shows in the Eastern United States. So, and each of these pieces looks like this.
Okay.
Let me
Oh,
see
it
where.
has the letter right on there.
Well, because the instructions, I have full instructions for where all the pieces go, where you start in the center of your fabric, and then just step by step build it this way.
Ah,
And that was one of my first things is how do I write instructions? They're not going to know what the pieces look like. So this E has three different pieces in it, and I tell them which one to clip out and then where to put it.
I
So
see.
and
That's
all the kits, all of these go together the same way.
and is it raw edge applique or what is the technique?
They have steam a seam 2 on the back.
Oh, so they're already
They're iron on.
With the seam. So you don't
Yes.
have to cut both. You're already attached. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, because the laser cuts with heat and it cuts the steam seam. The fabric is already on the steam seam. It cuts them both together. And one of the things that I have discovered, and I won't show you because my piece is so nasty looking, but since it cuts with heat, it melts the steam seam into the cut, and they are not fraying.
That's really cool. So the edges are actually sort of secured that way.
They are. I've got my
Pretty.
cardinal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can get it close enough, but these leaves, I did some raw edge stitching.
Oh, yeah.
I have been wearing this jacket since 2019.
Oh, wow.
I have
Okay.
I have a picture in 2019. So it really is sealing the edges.
Yeah, absolutely. And so do folks have to do the stitching around it, or can they just fuse it, or
It depends on what you're going to use it for. My jackets I stitched. Okay, I'm going to turn around and talk to you backwards.
yeah.
On this one, I used invisible thread.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it. I don't know
Yeah.
where I'm standing, but I used invisible thread and a zigzag and stitched it down, mainly because I was in a big hurry. I wanted it for my show, which was 2 days away, and just wanted to do it quick. And it
Okay.
works.
So
It
yeah.
works.
So either way, and the blocks are pretty big. Like I was surprised when you put your hand back there. I was like, oh wow, they're actually really big.
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends on. Here's my hand
Yeah,
against him.
that's what I'm saying. That's a big cat. Yeah.
But it depends on the kit, and I always list the measurements on the kit. But I have these little, I call them scatterings. That this is a set of 12,
Oh, pretty.
but um, the scatterings you just put wherever you want them. I
Right.
have leaves, and I showed you my bluebird jacket. Those flowers are a kit that I have, and yeah, I
Yeah,
just have fun with it.
that's great. So you as the maker, you need to bring your own background fabric, your own binding fabric, your own backing
Correct.
fabric. What you're
Correct.
buying is the appliques that you're gonna put on them, and you can put them wherever you want. So if you,
Correct.
right, so you could put multiple on the same, you could put just one, you can put them the placement wise wherever you want. Your instructions just show you how to build the applique itself, but it
Yeah.
can be put on clothing, whatever, however you
Yes.
want to use that.
Yes.
So it's super versatile that way. I imagine these are very popular at quilt shows.
I saw quite a few of them.
Yeah, I
I
bet.
saw
So
quite a few.
what shows do you have coming up for you?
I do the Quilters Destination shows. And in March, I'll be in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or it's Lebanon, Pennsylvania, but we call it the Lancaster Show because it used to be in Lancaster.
Okay.
And then I actually had to have a cheat sheet for this, um, and that's not the right cheat sheet. In April, I will be in Vermont at the
Okay.
Vermont Show. And then in July, I will be at the Northeast Ohio show. And then we have a new show in Richmond, Indiana this year.
Oh, wow.
And that's I don't remember when that is, but
So do you have any tips for people who are sort of newer to doing consumer quilt shows as a vendor? What are some of the things that you do that make the process smooth and successful for you?
first of all, you have to get your booth layout, together. I don't know how much you can see of my blue background, but I use this royal blue background at all my shows. So I wanted to use it today because that's recognized.
Yeah.
It's kind of part of my brand now.
Yeah.
But you also have to stay flexible because I have walked into shows before, prepared for my 10 by 10 foot booth that I paid for, and gotten a 15 by 15 foot booth, which I did not have enough drapery for the sides. I didn't have, and you just have to be prepared. You
Yeah.
have to know how you're going to take your payments and what you're going to do with that. And um, I'm in it for the people.
Yeah.
I'm a people person, and quilters are the best people.
They are. They are.
Every once in a while, you come across one that you could have done without,
Little comfy. Yeah.
but yeah, quilters are the best people.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so
And,
how many kits total do you offer?
oh, I should look that up.
Roughly?
Um, 30 some,
Okay.
roughly. But some of those are like I added these last year.
Wow.
They're just words, but
Yeah.
you can just iron them on to your banner or whatever. And I have thankful and blessed and freedom. I don't remember. There's more.
Yeah.
I
Okay. And do you own a laser now? Like how does that setup work?
Yes, I bought one in 2019, just before the world came to an end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. And so you've learned that process. Will you share what brand of laser you bought and whether you like it?
I bought a Boss, which is
Okay.
a light end industrial,
Okay.
and I do like it. My husband, we are both retired. This came after I retired. I couldn't get this out of my head, and so that's when this
Love
started.
it. Yeah.
He's a retired engineer that worked on big plant machinery and programming things and such. So he does the maintenance and keeps it running well, and
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that part. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it really big? Do you have to have a big space to house it?
I think it's about 5 feet wide. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about 5 feet wide. It stands maybe 4 feet,
Okay.
maybe a little under that. And it's about 24 inches deep.
And do you need ventilation for having a laser at
Yes,
home?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. At least this one I do.
Yeah. That's
It's
considered.
ventilated to the outside.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, and how many hours a day are you cutting with your laser?
It goes in spurts. I mean, there's days that I spend designing. I mean, there's weeks that I spend designing.
Yeah.
And then there's, especially getting ready for show season, I can be down there all day.
Right. Getting
Um, and,
inventory.
and
Yeah.
it's a process because I cut my sheets of steam seam first, and then I put them on the back of my fabric, and then I have a heat press that I put them through
I see.
before they go in the laser. So yeah, it's pretty involved.
Yeah, that is a process, but the margins must be good enough that you're, doing well enough to have this be a sustainable business for you.
It is. I'm not making a living wage off of it, but at this point we don't need one because
Right.
yeah.
And it keeps you going in retirement with this business. So that's fabulous. Okay, tell us a little bit about what designs you have coming up or what thoughts and ideas you have for new designs that we might be looking forward to in the future.
So I have a whole bunch of half designed ones that I realize I'm getting close to a show and I need to concentrate on this one and they kind of get shelved. Like I said, the yellow cat is definitely ready to go. I've got a bunch of them cut and packaged, so they're definitely ready to go. Um, oh, I've got all kinds of things started. I've got an eagle. I've got a horse. I I've got a fox. I've got a hummingbird. I've got monarch butterflies. I've
Oh,
got
wow.
it's
Yeah.
just it's just a matter of
And are
time.
some of these made in response to what people ask for when you're at shows?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I get most of my ideas from the shows.
Yeah, I bet.
And I also sell like pre-cuts of fabric that came from my customers because they wanted to know if I had the fabric that I used on this,
Mhm.
on that display or that display. And so I started doing that. And then it kind of evolved because I like batiks and people started saying, oh, I love batiks and they're hard to find. And so I started buying batiks and tweaking
Right.
them. And yeah, it
Yeah.
just kind of has evolved.
Yeah.
I engrave mugs.
Okay. With the laser.
Yes.
Lovely.
So it doesn't wash off. I also make earrings, which I've got a pair on.
Wow.
No, I don't. Forgot to put them on. I usually have a pair on.
Okay. So yeah, so you're using the laser for all kinds of things.
Yeah, it cuts, it engraves.
Yeah. So cool. Like once you got a really good tool like that, there's all sorts of new ideas that probably come to you.
I know, and these days I used to be a really good multitasker, but I have a short attention span anymore. So every once in a while it's like, I bet I could do that. And
Right.
get off my path a little bit.
Go
But
down the rabbit hole and see if it's possible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, that's great, Deb. I love learning about your business. Congratulations on all your success. I love that you have this new chapter of your life that's creative and fun and is full of quilters that you get to talk to all the time. So that's great. And where can people find you online so that they can kind of see where you're going to be next? And do you sell online as well? Do you do
yes,
e-commerce? Okay, so maybe they can
yes.
buy a kit if they saw one today that they wanted.
Yeah, it's artfullyquilted.com.
Okay.
The business name, which is on my Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest, is Artfully Quilted Design,
Okay.
because Artfully Quilted was not trademarkable because
Got
it's
it.
two descriptive words.
Right. The things you learn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Who knew?
Who knew? Exactly. But it is a .com. So artfullyquilted.com is where you can go.
Yes,
So
yes.
head over there and take a look at these laser cut quilt kits. Maybe buy a couple of things for yourself if you're watching today. And follow along on Instagram as well so you can see what's coming up next. This has been great, Deb. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Abby. Thank you for coming back again today.
Absolutely. We made it work. And like I said, now you're going to be hosting Instagram Lives all the time. Now that you figured it out, you'll be like, hey, you want to go on Instagram Live with me? So, it's a new skill that you can put in your toolkit. So why not?
So those coming behind me, make sure you enable your camera on Instagram way before you start doing this,
Lesson learned. Absolutely. You can do
because
it.
that was my problem.
Yeah. It's little things, but you know what? Like we're learning every day. These things are changing every
Oh,
day. There's
yeah.
always more to learn. So I think that's a really good mindset to have. So yeah, this has been great. All right. Thanks, Deb. Thanks everybody who came to watch today, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this, Abby.
Of course. Take care. Bye,
You
everybody.
too.
Bye,
Bye.
Deb. See you.